Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Podcasters, your safe space for learning easy English through real stories. I'm Maya. If you are listening to this right now, maybe you're in your kitchen cooking dinner, or perhaps you're on a long, tiring bus ride home. I want you to stop for a second and just take a small, deep breath. Just by pressing play and choosing to spend this time with us, you are already taking a brave step forward for your English. Even listening is practice that counts toward your future.
Hi everyone, I'm Leo, and I am so happy to be here talking and learning with you today. Maya, I have to be honest with you. This morning, I was thinking about how much of our lives are defined by time. We talk about how long we've lived in a city, how long we've worked at a job, or even how long we've been trying to learn this beautiful, sometimes confusing language.
It's so true, Leo. But you know what I've noticed? When learners try to share these parts of their lives, they often pause. They start a sentence like, I live here, and then they stop. Their brain freezes because they aren't sure if they should say for or since, and in that small moment of doubt, their confidence drops. They feel like they are losing their story because of one tiny word.
I've felt that quiet pain myself. It's that moment when English feels like a heavy mountain. You know your life. You know your story, but the grammar feels like a wall between you and the person you're talking to.
Exactly, and that is exactly what we are going to fix today. Today's episode is called Share Your Story with Pride, using for and since correctly. We are going to move away from textbook English and move toward life English, the kind that helps you connect with others and show who you really are. Before we jump into the magic words, if this lesson helps you feel even a little more understood, please subscribe to English Podcasters and click the like button. It really helps our family of learners grow.
Let's start very simply, Maya. To understand for and since, we don't need a big grammar table. We just need to understand the feeling of time. Let me ask you, how long have you been doing this podcast?
Let me think. I've been doing this podcast for 3 years.
And when did you start?
I started in 2023. So I could also say, I've been doing this podcast since 2023.
Friends, did you hear that? Maya talked about the same life, the same story, but she used 2 different words. This is the heart of today's lesson. When Maya said for 3 years, she was talking about a time length or a duration, how long something continues. 3 years, 2 hours, 5 minutes, that is a length of time.
But when I said since 2023, I was talking about a starting point. Since 2023, since Monday, since this morning, these are specific moments in time. English listens very carefully to how you think about time. Are you thinking about the length or the beginning?
I love that idea. English listens to how we think. But Maya, why do textbooks make this feel so difficult?
I think it's because we try to memorize rules instead of feelings. Let's put this into real life. Imagine you meet an old friend at a cafe. Coffee is involved, of course, because English always tastes better with coffee. Your friend says, "Wow, Leo, I haven't seen you in a long time. How long have you been in this city?"
And I would say, I've been living in this city for 5 years. I use for because 5 years is a period of time.
Perfect. But then, imagine the friend asks, "When did you move here?"
Then I would say, I've been living here since 2019.
See how natural that sounds? Same city, same Leo, but the question changed the focus. This is where many learners get confused because in their mind it's the same information. But English wants that clarity.
Maya, can I ask you something that I see in the comments all the time?
Of course, Leo.
Why can't we use since with a long time? Many learners say, I've known her since a long time.
Yes. That is a very common mistake. But if we go back to our feeling of time, a long time is a duration. It's a length. It's not a specific date on a calendar. So, in English we say, I've known her for a long time. You cannot say since a long time, because a long time is not a starting point.
That makes so much sense when you explain it through the starting point logic. Let's do a small emotional example, because language is emotional. Imagine someone says, I've been feeling tired for weeks.
Oof, that feels heavy. You can really feel the duration of that tiredness. It sounds like a long struggle. Now, listen to the other version. I've been feeling tired since last week. Now we know exactly when it started. English loves that clarity.
And friends, I want to say something honest here. Many of you are afraid to speak because of small words like for and since. You think, what if I use the wrong one? What if they think my English is bad?
Let me say this clearly to everyone listening. Making a mistake with for and since will not stop communication. People will still understand your story, but learning the difference will make you feel more confident, and confidence changes everything.
Exactly. We aren't chasing perfection here at English Podcasters. We are chasing brave English, speaking even when your voice shakes.
I love that. Brave English. Let's practice that bravery together right now. I'll say a situation, and you choose the word. Listeners, play along in your head. Ready, Leo?
Ready.
I've been waiting. 30 minutes.
For.
I've been waiting. 8 a.m.
Since.
She's been on the phone. An hour.
For.
She's been on the phone. This morning.
Since.
Look at you. You already know this. You just needed calm practice and permission to go slow. Remember, English is not about speed, it's about comfort.
Maya, you said earlier that these words help us tell our story. Can we talk about how for and since live inside our daily routines?
I'd love to. Let's look at habits. Leo, what time do you wake up?
Around 6 a.m.
And how long does it take you to feel fully awake? Be honest.
Honestly, I've been feeling sleepy for about 30 minutes after waking up.
Perfect use of for. 30 minutes is a time period. Now, let me change the focus. When did this habit of feeling sleepy start?
I've been feeling sleepy since winter started.
Nice! See? Same feeling, different focus. English is always asking you, are you talking about how long or from when?
It's like a conversation with time itself. Now, let's talk about a situation everyone knows. Waiting. We wait for buses, for doctors, for friends who are always late.
If you're waiting for a friend and you're getting frustrated, you might text them, I've been waiting for 20 minutes. That sounds real. But if they reply and ask, when did you arrive? You say, I've been waiting since 4 p.m.
Both are clear, and both are very human. But Maya, what about the big one? Learning English. Everyone listening right now is on this journey.
Yes, they might say, I've been learning English for 5 years. That sounds strong. It shows dedication. But sometimes they add, and I still feel nervous. That's honest. Now, if they say, I've been learning English since school, it tells us where the journey began.
And sometimes they realize they've been learning with the wrong methods for years. And friends, that is okay. Awareness is growth.
Let's gently fix one mistake I hear all the time. Someone says, I am here since 2 hours. We understand them, but in life English, that sounds a little bit like a textbook that stayed in the rain.
A wet textbook. So, what's the natural way?
The correct way is, I have been here for 2 hours. Why? Because 2 hours is a duration, and if you want to use since, you say, I have been here since 3.
Notice Maya also changed the verb. She didn't say, I am. She said, I have been. But listeners, please don't panic about grammar names like present perfect continuous. Just focus on the time feeling.
Yes. Don't let the big grammar names scare you. Grammar is just a tool to help you explain your heart. Let's do something fun now. I'll say a life situation, and you respond naturally.
Deal.
Leo, you look really tired.
I've been working for 10 hours.
Wow, 10 hours. When did you start?
I've been working since morning.
Perfect. Now, imagine your phone battery is low. We all hate that feeling.
Oh, my phone has been dying for an hour.
And when did it start acting weird?
My phone has been acting strange since yesterday.
Perfect examples. These are the kinds of sentences that help you belong in a conversation. If you mix them, people will still understand you. But when you use them correctly, you sound calm, confident, and natural.
Maya, I want to talk about the pride part of today's topic. Why should we use these words to share our stories with pride?
Because your journey matters, Leo. Many learners say, I've been shy for a long time. That's honest. But then they realize, I've been shy since someone laughed at my English. That sentence carries a story. It shows why you feel the way you do. English lets you tell that story so people can understand your courage.
Since someone laughed. That hits home. But when you say it out loud, you take the power back. You are saying, this happened, but I am still here. I am still learning.
Exactly. You've been listening carefully for this entire episode. And you've been learning naturally since the moment you pressed play. That is a victory.
I feel like I'm breathing easier already. English doesn't change suddenly. It grows slowly and naturally. Maya, have you ever felt tired of learning?
Oh, many times. For how long? I felt tired for months. That sentence sounds heavy because it was heavy.
And when did that tired feeling start?
It started since I kept comparing myself to others.
See how powerful that is? Same emotion, but since gives us the reason. Listeners, this is not just grammar. It is self-expression.
Let's talk about daily habits. Coffee, my best friend. How long have you been drinking coffee, Leo?
I've been drinking coffee for 10 years.
And when did it start?
I've been drinking coffee since college.
But now, listen to this. I've been trying to quit coffee for 6 months. That sounds like a struggle. And why?
Because I've been stressed since work got busier.
Now that feels like a real story. Even small sentences tell stories.
What about work life? That's very relatable for our friends at English Podcasters. Imagine someone says, I've been working here for 3 years. That's a fact. But then they add, I've been feeling bored since last year.
Ouch! That hit me! Because now we know exactly when the feeling changed. This is why since is emotional, and for is factual. It's a great way to remember it.
Let's gently correct another common mistake. Some learners say, I am learning English since 2 years. We understand them, but to sound natural, you say, I have been learning English for 2 years. Or, I have been learning English since 2022.
Notice both use have been, because the action started in the past and continues now. That is the feeling you want, not grammar fear, but time feeling.
I've been thinking about pizza since morning.
That is very honest and very human. Listeners, let's do a tiny practice together. No pressure, just listen and feel. I'll say a sentence with for, then Maya will say the same idea with since. Ready?
I've been living in this city for 5 years.
I've been living in this city since 2019.
Both feel stable, but since feels more anchored to a specific moment in your life.
I want to talk about confidence again, because language and confidence grow together. Some people say, I've been scared to speak for a long time. That's real. But then they realize, I've been scared since someone corrected me harshly.
That awareness matters because now you can see it wasn't your fault. English becomes kinder when you understand your own timeline.
Friends, remember that mistakes are part of time, and time is what for and since talk about. These words are not only about minutes and hours, they are about journeys.
When someone says, I've been trying to improve my English for a long time, we hear their effort. But when they say, I've been trying to improve my English since I moved abroad, we understand their reason. That reason makes the sentence stronger and more human.
Let's talk about goals. Everyone has them. Imagine someone saying, I've wanted to speak English confidently for years. That sounds like a dream. But then they add, I've wanted this since I failed an interview. Now, it's a story of resilience.
This is why you should not think only about grammar. Think about meaning and intention. Take the common situation of learning English on and off. You start, you stop, you start again.
Someone might say, I've been learning English for 5 years. But quietly they know the truth. I've been learning English seriously since last year. That sentence feels honest, and honesty builds confidence.
Maya, what if someone feels nervous about an upcoming talk or meeting?
They might say, I've been feeling nervous for days. That tells us how long. But when they say, I've been feeling nervous since my presentation was announced, we understand the trigger, and understanding reduces fear.
This is why English becomes easier when you connect it to your life, not to a textbook.
Let's do something very practical for our listeners before we wrap up. I'll say 2 natural sentences. Just listen. No pressure to repeat. I've been practicing speaking for 10 minutes a day. I've been practicing speaking since I stopped waiting to feel ready.
That second one is the real lesson. This episode isn't just about teaching words, it's about awareness. Awareness of your growth, your progress, even your slow progress, especially slow progress.
Before we gently close this conversation, I want to say one thing clearly. English is not about how long, it's about where you started and why you continued.
You've been learning for your future, and you've been growing since the day you chose not to give up. That choice matters, and it shows in your English and beyond.
We are so proud of you for staying with us until the end of this episode. It shows you are dedicated to your story. Now, we have a small challenge for you, an English Podcaster's Challenge.
In the comments below, share a tiny piece of your story. Tell us, how long have you been learning English? Use for, and then tell us when you started. Use since.
For example, I have been learning English for 2 years, and I have been listening to this podcast since this morning.
We read every single comment, and we smile, because every comment is a small victory. Your voice matters, even if it shakes.
Take small steps. Use your soft words. Don't run, and please, don't stop. You are closer than you think, and you are doing better than you realize.
We'll see you in the next episode of English Podcasters. Keep speaking, keep growing, and remember, even a whisper counts.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a wonderful, brave day.